How's it going, YouTube? So today, guys, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about how I gained 50 pounds in 1 year. So let's rewind back to December of 2019. It was roughly mid-December when my gym membership had expired. And at that time, I couldn't afford to extend it. We were financially going through a rough situation, the family and we had priorities elsewhere when it came to finances. So I decided, you know what, I'm not going to purchase another gym membership. I'm going to wait a bit. I'll get one soon here when things start to get more stable. Now, fast forward a bit more, COVID hits. So financial situation didn't get much better. COVID hit, gyms were closed. And if we fast forward a little bit more, 11 months go by. I hadn't hit the gym in 11 months, and that was for the first time I had gone a big chunk of time without working out in the 4 years that I had been training. So it was hard, you know, mentally, physically, it was tough. I was very inactive, and I literally didn't touch a weight for 11 months. I ate a lot. I was eating a lot. I probably was consuming up to, I think at my peak, probably around 7,000 calories a day, but maintaining like 5,000, 6,000. So I was eating a lot of food. And at that time, or I should say at the time when my gym membership had expired in mid-December, I was roughly like 185, 190. And coming back to the gym November 2020, I weighed in at 235. Maybe not the month of November, but December, so the 1 year mark, which would account for the 50 pounds that I gained. So I just weighed myself yesterday. I'm weighing in at 240 right now, but I've been fluctuating between 235 and 240, just depending on water weight and whatnot, how much I ate the day before, how full, you know, all the different factors like that, supplementation and stuff. But I literally gained 15 pounds in 1 year, man. And it was just due to being inactive and eating lots. You know, the big question is, did you use steroids? Are you coloring? Are you excited? Yeah? What are you drawing? Are you drawing me some love? He's coloring. I got him coloring while I make this video. The big question, obviously, everyone wants to know, did I use steroids or any performing enhancing drug? No, never. I never have in my life. I never will. It's not an interest of mine. It breaks kind of my views on overall health for myself. Whether other people want to do it or not, I don't care. I have no judgment, man. It doesn't take anything away from individuals who do use it. They work their asses off, and they're doing it for a legitimate purpose for the most part, I think. And you know what? That's where you want to be if you are going to use steroids. But for myself, I never have. I've never done any anabolic. I've never done any testosterone booster. I've never done a growth hormone, nothing. I've literally have just eaten lots in this past year. And I've just gained a shit ton of weight. Because I remember, like, when I came back to the gym, people were looking at me like, bro, you put on some size. Like I was getting looks like, what the hell happened to you? I never straight up got asked, what do you use or what do you do? You know, people are pretty chill about stuff like that. But I was getting the look like, bro, something happened to this guy. And something did. I ate a lot. I let myself go. I didn't care. And that's just the honest truth. You know, is it embarrassing a bit? Yes. Am I glad that I weigh 240? Absolutely. It's fun to be bigger, and now getting back into the gym, working out again, it feels good to push heavy weights and whatnot. But no, I'm 100% natural. I have been in my 5 years of training, 4 years of training, I guess, because I took the year off, and I'll never use a steroid in my life. That's just not that's not the path I want to go. Do I want to go somewhere in fitness? Absolutely, but I want to do it natural. That's it. I'm not going to, at any given point, try and mislead people on my journey and my process, and with trying to motivate people like yourselves to work out, you know, get into fitness. When I say people like yourselves, I'm not saying people that don't work out or out of shape, nothing like that. I mean anyone people who are already on their fitness journey have begun. Oh, what happened? What, did you spill some water? It's okay. It's okay. I know, I'm making messes. I also should mention that when I came back in November of 2020, was it 20? Yeah, 2020, November 2020, just this past year, I was 225 when I went into the gym. I wasn't 235. The 235 came around a month later. I gained around 10 pounds within that month. You know, supplementation with creatine, gaining a bit of water weight, and also completely changing my style of lifting. I think that was a big component too here, just in these past few months of gaining weight and progressing with overall size and muscle mass, was changing up the way I train completely, doing splits, having more so of a routine, doing a lot of time under tension work. And I think it's really benefited me, my body composition, my body type. And yeah, I mean, the only other thing that would attribute to my overall size gain, aside from eating a lot and letting myself go, is I do have really good genetics in my family. I'm known to have good genetics on my dad's side. They're all really big dudes. They're all really dense, just thick guys. They're all massive. I'm actually leaner out of the group. I'm like a shrimp compared to them, but I have that genetic side, the strength, just the overall ability to put on mass and size. And so that's why now I'm able to be 240 at 5'8.25", I think is my height, something like that. My spine compresses when I do squats, and I like to squat a lot. So when I'm not lifting, like in the year off that I had taken, I was roughly like 5'9.25", 5'9.5" even, because my spine just expanded because I hadn't been lifting. So yeah, that's another component that kind of plays into all that. I think another aspect to touch on too is that I think I also hit mature adult mass within that time frame that I kind of had stopped at the gym. I don't know if it triggered something, but I think overall my body's metabolism was slowed down a bit, and I also just got into more so maturing of, you know, the male body, and I went from kind of more so of a boy build, or teen build to young adult build, to more so now the man, because I stopped. It was November 2019, or no, December 2019 when I had stopped. I had just turned 24 just that September, and then getting back into the gym November of 2020, 11 months later, I had just turned 25. So I think in that year too, there was a bit of maturing, just a natural course of the human body that had taken place too, which allowed me to ultimately put on a lot more size too. There's so many different components that I think played a factor into my crazy transformation just this past year. Now, to go back to the whole steroid topic, I know it's a huge thing that people either try and avoid to talk about, or people just openly put out there and talk about, just depending on who you are in the fitness industry. If you are going to use steroids, if you're going to do PEDs, be smart about it. Please do your research. Make sure it serves you a purpose. Do it because you genuinely want to see results in whatever you're doing, whether it's bodybuilding, whether it's powerlifting, whether you want, like, if you like, ultimately making a career out of lifting is what I would think. Make sure it serves you a purpose and do it smart. Go for regular blood tests. Make sure you're checking on your health, because they do have side effects. At the end of the day, steroids have a side effect on your body no matter who you are. Unless you just have supreme genetics, like you freaking are just insane. And just to put it out there and be super upfront with you guys, if you guys do use steroids or you're planning on it one day, like me personally, I have no judgment. It does not have... Did you turn that on? As I was saying, if any of you guys ever decide to use steroids or are currently using them, there's no judgment towards you from myself. It does not change how I view you guys or anything like that. Honestly, like, you do you, man. There's nothing good or bad about it. It's just a choice people make for themselves and kind of where they want to head in fitness or whatever they're wanting to do. You know, it's as simple as that. It doesn't take anything away from a human being whatsoever. The thing that bothers me is people in the industry that aren't upfront and honest about it, of course, because it does mislead people and it gives people a false hope. And I think it's good to just be upfront and honest. You know, if you are going to use steroids, PEDs, be upfront about it, be honest about it, because ultimately, if you can't, then it doesn't sit well within yourself. There's a reason why you can't be honest about it. It's not sitting well within you. Maybe you shouldn't be doing them. Maybe you should question why you're taking them at that point. Just like anything, you know, if you can't openly be honest about it and talk about it, then why do it? It's compromising you as an individual ultimately in the end. Yeah, guys, I think that just about wraps it up for the video today. Hopefully you guys gained a bit more insight into how this transformation I did was possible and naturally, because I know it's hard to believe for a lot of people. But yeah, I don't know. You know what? I didn't intend for it to happen this way. It just did, honestly. I wasn't like, oh, I want to gain 50 pounds in a year. No, this literally just happened out of complete fluke for the most part. Yes, I was consciously eating a shit ton. And yes, I started back at the gym, trained differently. But ultimately, my goal wasn't to get to 240 or anything like that. I honestly had a hard time breaking 200 for the longest time. And I think now I'm at the point where I'm maintaining, like, I'd say 4,000 calories a day. My caloric intake just to supply my body, I think, is like 3,500, something like that. So I think 4,000, I'm still getting obviously a caloric extra. So I'm maintaining my size, but I shouldn't gain too much weight, hopefully. I don't know, honestly, like, kind of scared when I see how much weight I've gained in the past year. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for, kind of hearing my story, and hopefully you guys gain some insight into this process. Hopefully it gives you guys a bit of knowledge and kind of, I guess, grounds going forward with your process if you are into fitness or chasing, a career or a journey or a pathway in fitness, anything like that. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.